Y2K is the directorial debut from prolific comedian Kyle Mooney, obviously of SNL and other fame. He has worked on other projects in the past, but this is his first kind of fully fledged, fully helmed project. Obviously, he had a big hand in creating the movie Brigsby Bear, which has a huge cult following that kind of led to this movie being greenlit eventually. Uh, I'm sure many of you are familiar with Kyle Mooney at this point, his brand of humor, what he does, and it makes a lot of sense that he would make a movie like this one. We see a lot of young up and coming stars in this. It was made by A24, and it is absolutely soaked in late 90s, kind of early 2000s pastiches and references. I was excited for this movie just because I am a fan of Kyle Mooney's humor. He's not always hit it out of the park for me, if I'm being totally honest. Like, I like his shtick. I like what he goes for. I like the characters and bits that he does, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing ever. And I just went in kind of expecting this movie to be really funny and not much else. So yeah, I had moderate expectations. I was excited, definitely, but not kind of over the moon where I feel like a lot of people, this will be their thing and, they'll be super excited for it and, highly anticipating its release and stuff. So, it kind of makes sense when I came out of the movie thinking that wasn't really for me. I didn't fully ever grasp onto this movie as much as I might have wanted to. So Y2K is a very bare bones, very thin movie. It is only focused on the specific references and winks and nods to the audiences and callbacks to stuff from the late 90s that it actively kind of hurts the everything else about it. There is a kitschy, fun, kind of like almost B-movie-esque, thing hidden in with Y2K. I like a lot of the creature design, honestly. The evil robots look awesome. They're all practical. They have like a bunch of like wires sticking out of them and a bunch of old technology kind of pieced together. It looks really really good and authentic, especially even just like the little designs that they put on them. Like I don't know, like one of the computers had a DC sticker on it, which is really funny. Stuff like that I really appreciated, and I think, again, Kyle Mooney put a lot of thought into that kind of stuff, like, different Easter eggs and getting the time period just right. I think he put a lot of effort into that, and it really worked. Obviously, this movie feels like it came ripped straight from 1999. I think all the costumes are fantastic. I think all of the set design is really great. I really love seeing A24 give this kind of movie a chance because it lets set dressers and costume designers and practical effects people just kind of run wild when normally they would be prohibited by a studio budget or something like that, somebody telling them no. So I like them, propping up these kinds of movies more. So that was really fun to see. Some of the performances were pretty good. I think the kid from Deadpool 2, I don't remember his name at all. He was really funny. I actually think that he's really grown into his comedic chops and has found a niche for himself. I think that the guy from It was fine. I didn't love his performance. The girl from the new Hunger Games movie pisses me off, so I didn't like her from the get-go. I don't know. There's not a lot to really delve into with this because it very much coasts off its references. And if you like that type of humor, if you like, very slapstick, very self-referential, unserious all the time, winky, naughty comedy, you're going to love this movie. This is going to be your jam. Like, it's very, very camp in a way that is very specifically 90s. And if that's like your thing and you absolutely adore that, this is going to be, your movie of the year. But for me, it's not particularly how it's not something I find all that funny. And it's very hard to break down why, because, something that's funny to me and something that's funny to you is one of the most subjective things in art. So I have a hard time breaking down exactly why I don't find this movie hilarious and why somebody else would. But I wouldn't bash somebody. It's not like a I don't know, like a Jack and Jill type situation where if you laugh at that movie, I'm gonna look down at you a little bit. This movie, no, I just it's not my thing particularly, and that's kind of all it offers. So I don't have anything else really to comment or take away from it other than, I was a little bored. Wasn't laughing as much as I thought I would be. The performances were kind of weak. The writing felt a little lazy. It definitely felt like they cut corners in certain aspects, but also I do, really like the practical sets. I like the kitschiness of it all, and a lot of the props that they're using. So, not a bad experience overall. It definitely isn't worthless. It's not, it's definitely worth seeing, even if you are like me and didn't think its humor is for you. But yeah, I struggle with this one. It's fun. I definitely can see people having a great time with their friends at this movie. I can also see a lot of people being bored. It can really go either way for you. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about Y2K. I'm going to give it a light 2.5 out of 5. Again, not the worst thing I saw this year. I didn't hate it whatsoever. Just kind of there for me. Not my thing. And I won't knock you if it is your thing. So please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this review, if you enjoyed Y2K. If you didn't, anything at all, please let me know down below. Think about subscribing and liking the video. That would obviously really help me out. And it is almost year-end list season, which is crazy. 2024 is almost over. I have completely written my roundup review for all of the movies that I didn't get to review throughout the year. There's a couple more movies that I just want to hold out for to see if I can rent them and possibly, pile those onto the other ones. But I have it all written. The recording process is going to be starting tomorrow for that. So we'll have all that. Then we'll probably do the worst list and then the best list after all of the big Christmas releases. So, we only have a few. We have Queer from Luca Guadagnino that I really need to see. We have A Complete Unknown, Baby Girl, which I don't know about, but I'll still see it. And then obviously Nosferatu. So, the year is ending with a bang. So let's do the same, shall we? Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you with the next review. Thank you.